What are the different types of living expenses? Living expenses can include housing, food supplies, and other necessities people may need to survive. Some living expenses may be listed for consideration in taxes, bankruptcy proceedings, and in other financial matters. They are typically a basis for consideration when applying for student financial aid or negotiating wage increases. Regionally, the cost of living can be quite variable, and it is important to take this into account with living expense estimates. Guesses based on one region may not apply to another and could cause problems with budgeting. Housing can be a significant expenditure in some regions. Necessities like food and housekeeping supplies are also considered living expenses. Depending on where people live, transportation can be an issue. Professional services like insurance for homes and cars or accounting services may also be considered under the cost of living for the purpose of some calculations. Personal care such as soap, shampoo, and even medical services are all examples of living expenses. Apparel, along with things like alterations and repairs to garments and accessory items like shoes and jewelry, is another example. The proportions of the budget occupied by different expenses can vary, and there may be measures people can use to cut down. Food, for example, can be less expensive when prepared at home and when people work with raw ingredients rather than packaged products. Allowances for living expenses may also include a miscellaneous category for things that do not quite fit in the above. Entertainment, like going to the movies for example, may be slotted into this category. This allowance is typically small and in some cases may be audited to determine whether people are using it appropriately. Other costs can also come up as part of the cost of living for people in certain positions. Students, for example, may have tuition bills, books, and school supplies. These may not be directly necessary for living but can be critical to pursuing a career. Likewise, childcare may be an expense to consider for some people, along with costs like nursing supplies, diapers, and so forth. In personal budget preparation, people can arrange their living expenses using a method that suits them. For activities like preparing taxes and other financial declarations, it is important to comply with standards. Errors may result in a delay and in some cases could be grounds for an audit that may result in needing to pay more or change a statement. Deliberate misstatements may result in fines and other penalties.